So you need to make sure that you have your calculators out and get involved with this. Okay, so Bobby's building a rectangular concrete patio. Her budget allows her to buy enough cement to fill an area of 48 meters squared at a depth of 3 inches. She wants the length of the patio to be 2 meters longer than its width. Sketch a diagram of this situation. Okay, so for all of these questions, it's going to be pretty important for you to sketch a diagram. Okay, we're going to get into questions in which we have we got to find the insides of circles and insides of rectangles. Okay, so you've got to do your best to draw it out and see. So if my width is W, my length is W plus 2. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Now we want the area to equal 48, right? So the area is given as length times width. So my quadratic equation would be W squared plus 2W. Pretty straightforward so far, right? Okay? And then it says solve the quadratic equation. What are the dimensions of the patio that Bobby should build? So now I'm going to let 48 equal W squared plus 2W. Okay, and at this point now, I've done all of the legwork for you, reading the question for you, writing out the pertinent information. Now, how do you solve it? What's the first thing you should do here? If you've been working on 4-1 and 4-2 and 4-3, subtract 48 to the other side to get what? Very good. To get it equal to 0. So I have W squared plus 2W minus 48. So that part should now be automatic for you. Now what's the first thing that I do? What am I looking to do? What's the easiest way to solve this now? Okay, greatest common factor. Is there one? No. So then what's the next step? You could, yes. But what's the easier way to do this question? What's the easiest way to do all of these questions? Factor if we can. So let's see if it's possible to factor. So I've got two sets of brackets now. W and W. What are the factors of negative 48 that add to give me 2?
Negative 6 and plus 8.
Yeah, very good. Negative 6 and plus 8. Okay. So now, what does my W equal? 6 and negative 8. Can my width be a negative number? So that's not a possible value. So there you have it. What is my width? 6. And my width is 6. What is my length? 8. 6 times 8 give me 48. Got the question correct. Okay. So the very first thing that needs to happen, start with a diagram. Draw yourself a picture. If it's a rectangle or a circle, okay, draw that out first. Then the second thing is, once I have it labeled, they're all going to be done the same way. All of these questions are done the exact same way. So you're going to end up with a quadratic somehow. And then you're going to end up having to factor, complete the square, graph it, whatever it may be, to do this question. Okay? In 4.1 and in the chapter 3 stuff, they would have asked you what is the maximum possible area if this was your equation, and then you would solve it that way. But in this case, in which you would find the vertex. But now they're giving you the area and they're saying, okay, what is the length and the width of this? Can you find it using factoring? All right? Any concerns about that? I want to do a couple more. So you can actually, that is the exact same question that you asked me. So you can do that now, right? Okay, look at question 9 on page 163. Again, I don't like doing this, but I'm going to set it up for you. And actually, I'm only going to set up the very first part of this. How do I show two consecutive integers? What's that? Is that consecutive? You've got the first part, right?
X and X plus 1.
Yeah. X, there's your first one, right? How do I get to the next consecutive one? Add 1 to it. So that's consecutive integers. So now I have x times x plus 1, and it equals 156. Okay? But again, I'm expecting you to know that right there. You need to know, how do I show 2 consecutive integers? How would I show 3 consecutive integers? What would the next one be?
Plus 2.
Plus 2, right? I could also work backwards if I wanted to. I could use x minus 1, x minus 2 as well. But it's easier to just use x and x plus 1. Okay? Again, I'm going through quickly, so if there's a part here that you want, hey, whoa, slow down. Let's look at 11 on page 164. This is the start of the questions that are going to test you. Okay, there's 2 types of questions. Well, 3. One's with a rectangle, one's with a circle, one's going to be the shaded area, one's going to be the whole area. Okay, so there's 3 types of questions at work. So I want you to read this with me. Aaron has built a play area for his children that's 12 meters long and 8 meters wide. He wants to install a rubberized safety border around this area. This border will be the same width all the way around as shown in the diagram. He has enough of the safety material to construct a border with a total of 44 meters squared. What is the total area of the play area plus the border in square meters? Okay, so I want to ask the question, and that is this. That shaded area. Somebody in words tell me, how do I find out how much that shaded area is?
From your shaded area, subtract the area of the play area.
Okay, so what was the first part though?
Find the area of the shaded area, and then subtract the area of shaded area. I mean, of the play area, and then finish the around it.
Okay, so you're very close. All right, but this is the first part of it I want to talk about. Area of the shaded. How do I find it? I'm going to take the area of the outside, okay? The entire area. So the area of the outside minus the area of the inside. Okay? And in this particular question, I'm taking the entire area minus the play area. Okay, so the entire area minus the play area. Area of the outside can be found by, what is the length of the outside? No.
Oh,
2x plus 12.
What did you get?
12 plus 7.
Close. What is it?
2x plus
2x.
12.
Oh, okay.
Because you have an x on each side of it, right? So exactly. So I have 12 plus 2x. So somebody else answer. If it's 12 plus 2x, what's the width then? 8 plus 2x. Okay? The area of the inside. What's the length? 12. What's the width? 8. Okay, so far? So my shade is equal to 12 plus 2x times 8 plus 2x minus 96. Agreed? All right, does it tell me what the area of the shaded is? I think it does. 44. So 44 is equal to 12 plus 2x times 8 plus 2x minus 96. All right? So again, now it's just a case of get it equal to 0, FOIL it out, and then factor in the end. Okay, so I would subtract 44 to that side. I would FOIL this. 12 times, that's 24, and 16 is 40x. That's 4x squared minus
44.
140, isn't it? I think that's the way it looks. 12 times 8 is 96. 12 times 2 is 24. 2 times 8 is 16. That makes 40. 2x and 2x make 4x squared. Minus 44 off of that is 140. So I got it equal to 0. Okay? So now I would simplify it. Put it into the order that I need. Okay, so I get 0 equals 4x squared plus 40x minus 44. And then from there you see if you can factor, complete the square, graph it, whichever one you do. Alright, so let's go back up now. I started the whole question by figuring out how do I manipulate this question to be able to solve it. Okay? Area of the shaded equals area of the outside minus the area of the inside. I just did that in words, just so that I understand what I'm looking for. Now, they gave me the area of the shaded, it was 44. The area of the outside is found by taking 12 plus 2x times 8 plus 2x. Area of the inside is 12 by 8. This will happen again, except you will have circles in which your area is pi r squared. Okay, so you will have to do this type of question using circles as well. And I can guarantee you will see this 2 or 3 more times. Okay? Alright. So that basically sets you up for working on the problems in all of 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. You shouldn't have any issues. If they give you the equation, it should be easy. If you have to find the equation, that's a little more difficult. So you have to do that. Were there other questions out of the book today that you needed to have a look at? Any other questions today? There's only one asked so far, so.
Are we getting an assignment?
Oh, today I said that, did I not?
Yeah.
Yes, I will find you an assignment today. You'll have it by the end of class, and it'll be due Thursday. You have no class tomorrow. Okay? Any other questions out of your workbook today? Okay. Keep working then.
Wait.